It's tough. This has definitely been my biggest weakness in my entire life and continuing. Social anxiety is just like my thing that it's just attached to me, like like a demon, you know. It's just like the thing that I have to overcome in this lifetime. It's hard to even describe an experience with social anxiety when it's kind of just been my life as it is. But now knowing that there's feelings outside of anxiety, uh, it kind of makes the actual anxiety worse because it feels like a choice now. Um, I think that's part of my problem where if I'm in a situation and my gut changes and I get sensitive, I get whew, overwhelmed very quickly. Even the thought about like talking to someone new in a new situation is just fight or flight for sure. Just activated. I really have to see the where I struggle with that is do I let go or should I take control? I think intuitively I need to let go. And not try to let go either, because trying to let go is not letting go. You can see my issues with this, especially in a social situation where I'm not supposed to be in my head anyway. Uh, Mind you, I've got really like so much better at it than I did as a young lad, but it just feels like the whole world is just like on you. It's like in the back of their mind, they're thinking about you and what you're doing. Um, I feel the heat. Like seriously, if I'm out on the street, I feel the heat of watching. You know, um, yeah, and like it automatically activates like a sense of shame if I'm not doing exactly what is socially acceptable. And it's like it just feels like a big weight that's just like I'm always carrying, and I could like think about it or not. But sometimes there's a moment where the weight is so light that it's like, ah, oh. So I'm glad. Actually, I'm glad I have this anxiety because it really allows the moments of peace to be transcendently peaceful and freeing. Uh, and I think to achieve that, I need to go through it rather than avoid it. And that's what I've done my whole life is to avoid. I've always stayed inside. I've always played video games when I was a kid, you know, and just watched YouTube all day. And, you know, I felt safe. I felt safe. I was just watching things. I wasn't involved. No one could hurt me, or I couldn't hurt others. It's perfect. That dream life right there. And to some degree, I do still think that's a very nice life. Like, as a consequence of all this, I really enjoy being alone, and I've been able to have the opportunity to truly introspect. Uh, because I imagine if I was more social when I was younger, I wouldn't have the time to really reflect within myself. So I think I have like all of these strengths because of this one negative. So you see how there's so many layers to this game of life. That's why I just consider it, you know, but my character has a little weakness stat in, you know, that. But when I do overcome it, there's been moments in my life where I've overcome it. Many, 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 many moments. And it feels great. And it feels like I'm actually doing better than I think I'm doing. I wonder if you know this. This happens in all my hobbies too. Like if I'm feeling down and doing my hobby, I'm just like, I'm fake. I'm not even doing this. Like I'm just pretending to do a hobby. But when I take the time to introspect and realize the progress I've made, it feels so much better. It feels incredible to me. And it's like, oh, I accept all the times where I thought I was crap, you know, because that taught me something too. And like I knew this for a while too. Like I always known that everything teaches me something. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I feel like that's like a modern day philosopher type statement, but yeah, it's true. I like that. I also like YOLO. You only live once. That's just a lie. But I live by that anyway. Uh, I think I got off topic. Yeah, I just like to observe things. I don't really like to be the center of attention. But paradoxically, there's points where I do definitely want to. If I am the center of attention, that means I'm doing something, worthwhile to other people. At least that's what my mind thinks. But in reality, I'm always doing that, And I don't need to have other people's blessing because, like, okay, that's just like me in another body. So, like, do I really need your approval? This guy that I don't know, and I've never seen you before, and I will never see you again. Yes, I do need to. Please. I also tend to have this very specific anxiety when it comes to homeless homeless people. I don't know how to act around them, how to act. Because of course, like I feel bad for them and I wish I could like help more, but I don't know, do I wish I could help more? Like if I don't have to wish, I could just help more. But I think I know you know what I'm saying. I think I'm so like programmed to like not help other people. It's like not other people, just homeless. Like and I can they're so I feel like they're so tuned to the energy of others in their own way because they're deprivated. They don't have much else to focus on. So when I walk past, I almost feel like should I give them love? Should of course, but I think there's a part of me that like I don't want to pity them, and I don't want them to feel that I'm pitying them, and I just want to like give them love, but I guess I'll think about that. But let me know what you think. That's just a new thought I've just had. And I think it's probably good to give, regardless of what they think. Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, that's kind of my experience with social anxiety. Therapy helped. If you guys can afford therapy, just do it. I had my doubts about it, and I think like people who tend to introspect a lot think they've like reached the end of their introspection. ugh. Once I did therapy, there was like new levels that are unlocked that I'd never even thought about thinking about. So to any introspection people out there who just like who haven't been to therapy and you got that and you're like, oh, I see what you're saying. There's something more. There's like always something more in my own mind that I can like unlock and figure out. There's more. There's always more, and that's like the fun part of the game. Anyway, I'm excited to see how my life unfolds in terms of that. I really liked doing that video. That felt good. This felt right. Anyway, catch ya. Love and peace. YOLO.